Hello, trading is closed on February 17th, 2021. We always start with our disclaimer, then we go over our calls from yesterday and make a prediction for tomorrow. This is my trading plan for tomorrow, February 18th, 2021. I can be completely wrong, so if you're going to risk money, do so at your own risk. Please follow the rules of my channel. My email is mejt.trades@gmail.com. Thought this was a negative pattern, said if we didn't gap up and take out this high, we should see lower prices. We got that. Look for the pattern with the early low, tends to be a rally day with a high in the final hour. We got that. Just review what we said. Bearish pattern, unless you invalidate it, lower prices. Didn't require a negative close. We closed in the red, but to me that's essentially unchanged. But still, this is a pattern which usually closes positively. And when you rally all day, don't close positively, merely retest the prior lows. This rally didn't accomplish anything other than to fill the gap. So I view this as a negative pattern, but of course tomorrow's open can substitute for today's close. So if we keep going up, all that negativity goes away. I have to say, when you have early weakness like this, it should be followed by additional weakness. So I'm not expecting such a move up to happen, but you never know. During the day, MEJT said ultimately higher price would print, gives a target, doesn't give the next move. Next move is down, but ultimately we did see higher prices. In the afternoon, all these squiggles were said to be false moves. MEJT said they would retrace. They did, and that's already played out. Well, this is the wave count we have. We can justify a high at yesterday's high based on the wave count. I said I wasn't totally convinced, and I'm still not totally convinced. I thought we had a more convincing argument for a high last week, and the market blew through that. But for now, at least, we're keeping in mind that this count for a high here doesn't break any rules if we get it yesterday. I don't think it's the end of the bull move because there's a pattern which calls for a higher price at some time, but it doesn't preclude dropping first. So let's focus in on the action from yesterday's high. I think it's impossible to be certain of the count here. Too many ways to do it, but there are some good Fibonacci ratios. If that's A, and you have an A, B, C, and that's B, B retraces Fibonacci percentage of A. You can see C, red C is twice red A. All the fibs work. I don't really know if it's the right count or not. Somebody else might have a different one. But if it is the right count, if it is, we should drop pretty much right from the open. And I would look for a drop with the Fibonacci relationship to wave blue A. Of course, as I say, I don't know if it's right or not, but if we don't drop right from the open, there's probably some other count. All in all, the early weakness in this pattern typically is followed by additional weakness, so dropping right from the open certainly makes the most sense to me, but I'm not going to claim it's the only way to read the pattern. Tomorrow's pattern has early low, doesn't mean you won't gap up. Today's pattern, normally it's a bullish pattern, so the early weakness and negative close argue for trading lower tomorrow. It's not encouraging. The day-long rally managed only to retest prior lows, couldn't clear any highs from the prior consolidation. It's only a slight stretch of the imagination to say we had the low of the day in the first bar and the high of day in the last. We just missed by a bar. And if that's what it was, that's usually a positive pattern. So accordingly, you must allow for the possibility, at least, we have mixed signals with these rules. However, the wave count presented argues for dropping pretty much from the open, and if we don't, the count becomes questionable. So tomorrow has really low. If we start to drop right from the open, look for a drop comparable to this one. Some kind of Fibonacci ratio is the commonest, but if we don't drop right from the open, then that probably is not the count we're going to end up with. And tomorrow has really low, and that's today's call.